What's up, everybody? A spare with a gun here from Sleepless Nights with another episode on Space Engineers. When we left off in the last episode, we had finally moved our processing area down here, which is pretty cool. Though we do have a couple of things that we're going to change a bit. Not too much, but there's a couple of adjustments we're going to make to actually connect it up to the storage area back over here. So first of all, though, I wanted to go over a few comments that we got from our last episode. Lego Master, I think, or Mr. MSTR, I'm not really sure which way that's supposed to be said, and Duke00X also wanted to explain that there is actually a way to get platinum without going to space. I had mentioned that in the last episode, that basically as a kind of a way to keep the drill platform balanced was not doing platinum. However, there is a way to get platinum without going to space first, and that's through meteorites. Meteorites, when they crash, leave behind ore, and apparently sometimes they also can leave behind platinum. Now, having said that, I just realized, where did my hydrogen cans go? Anyways, having said that, I don't have meteorites on at the moment, much like I've got wolves turned off, so it's still not really a viable thing for me. But if you were playing with... I forgot I was keeping those on me so that I could build stuff. But if you were playing with meteorites on, that is actually a form of, or a method you can do to get platinum in some way, shape, or form. Eternal Goat mentioned that since technically, and I had forgotten all about this, but technically I have labeled this area my power station, as you can see there. This originally started off a bit smaller, and it's kind of just turned into a mountain base, but since it's dubbed the power station, had I thought about doing a second or third solar panel tower in order to better deal with the power situation. And honestly, I had not, but it's not a bad option now that we kind of have the drill platform going, and we can make whatever resources we're going to end up needing, and the nanites can build it for us and stuff like that. Since we've got a better building setup going, yeah, that's totally something we could end up doing. And I could actually either tie it into the same timer block, or no, I don't have it set to the timer block. What is the timer block doing? Now that I think about it. Oh, you know what? This was for the steel mill, not the tower. I saw green, so I figured it was active, but I don't actually need this for anything. So we're gonna break those two down, because, yeah, I don't need that. I do love that. Yeah. Enough said. Enough said. It just works. It's great. So yeah, I do actually, now that I think about it, it's probably a good idea to make a second or third solar tower. In speaking of creation, like expanding the base and stuff, Eternal Goat and Duke00X had mentioned that the Warhead is a good way to make a cave. So ideally, if I didn't want this big open area like this, what I could do... right now, I'm personally fine with this for now. Eventually, we may extend the drill further out or deeper down or something like that, and make it kind of its own platform. But what you could do... Oh, I don't have any of my tools on me. I was transporting gravel. Is you could take a... excuse me, take a drill and drill a hole about a person size with a hand drill, and then after you get a certain ways out, you could set up a warhead that would make a big cave, and then you'd have kind of a tunnel. Not unlike this, it would just not require so much clearing by hand, kind of thing. However, having said that, Duke00X did mention that the large grid, am I missing a tool? I feel like I am. And I got these single ones back because I'd actually died at one point. I was flying around and I hit a wall too fast, and it killed me. Ah, that was my rifle. That's what it was. I knew I was missing something. There we go. That's better. So Yeah, but the large grid warhead is actually probably too big according to their estimates. Now, there's a couple ways around that. One, you could bury it lower, as was mentioned in the comments, as far as like if you didn't want to, because this is pretty close to the top. We're already seeing ice there. So you can actually bury it lower to create less height. Or my personal thought is to put a rotor with a small grid, or just start a small grid and lay it down the middle of the floor and then put a warhead on that type of thing and use a small ship grid warhead or multiples or something to that effect. Having said that, I'm not really sure yet as to what I'm really going to be doing with said warhead, in that I don't know that there's really any need for it right now. This drill platform works okay, and if we wanted to condense it a bit, we could probably take out some of this border stuff and give it a bit more of a catwalk feel, or push it further back. I'm not really sure. But as far as the warhead goes, it's an idea I want to keep on the back burner. I'm just not entirely sure how much I'm actually going to use it right now. Having said that, we're going to make a hole back here real quick, because I need to get back here. And this comes back of what we were talking about in the last episode, and Duke 00X and Gmod Gem 1937 seem to be, and most everybody else that I didn't mention seem to be in agreement, or rather not disagreeing, with the idea of doing a junction box back here, or, well, I call it a junction box. It's actually, oh no, it is a conveyor junction. Okay, I thought I was saying it wrong. And we're gonna put a box here, and then what I'm going to do, hello? Does not have what it needs. Nope, there it goes. Then what I'm gonna do is, with the help of the spectator camera that can fly through here, I'm going to essentially dig a hole and come back to this point, and then when we're back here, we'll actually switch this into a junction box as well. And that will tie in the storage as well as the connectors for the hangar to the assembly system, so on and so forth. So that's what we're going to work on. Drop my pen. That's what we're going to work on here in a moment. Once I get the camera properly aligned. I'm probably going to try and do this. Well, I don't know if it's better to go at it linear or horizontal. Let's do linear. Having said that, though, while we're doing our diggery, let's see, get ourselves lined up. Make sure that's kind of straight. Okay. So the difficult part with this is kind of just making sure that your drill and stuff is properly aligned. Not that it's really that big of a deal, because this is kind of behind, like, nobody's really going to see this. But I do want to make sure it's big enough for a conveyor tube, though. And the hard part is you can kind of... For those of you that may not be aware, some of you are probably more versed in it than I am, but when you're hand drilling, it not only takes into account the position of the astronaut, but also the way you're pointing the drill. So even if you're standing up higher but pointing down, you get a little bit of a drop. Another helpful way that I've done this in the past is to use the grid like this, where, as you can see, we clearly went up because, dag nabbit, painted it the wrong color. Alright, hold on. I forgot my nanites are running. Alright, do that. And then let's set this for green. And that way it'll ignore it, because I don't really want it to build all this. But see, like now, we can snap another... If the little pebble didn't get in the way... That really is annoying to me. This is my thing from a game development standpoint. Keen, if you're listening, pay attention real quick. If you're right-clicking, where you don't want to get any materials and you're just doing it for excavating, you shouldn't get these little pebbles that then make you wait until you can build again. I feel like that's really counterintuitive, that When you're doing it the main way and you're trying to get materials, makes total sense. But if you're going to do a game system where it's not realistic and I'm not wanting to get any materials, then you should probably do it just as an excavation system to where you don't have to wait for this stuff to clear. I just find that really... It kind of slows me down, and it's overall just annoying more than anything. By the way, that was right-clicking, because I'm in the right-click mode from the drill, and not paying attention that that won't actually place a block. So, yes. The next thing on my list of comments, yay, we're through, was from Gmod Gem 1937 again, that mentioned hoping that everything was going well with the dog. And actually it is. We took him in for his follow-up, in case anyone is interested. And it turns out the reason he's getting these sore-like things between his toes is a condition called, oh gosh, let me make sure I can say this properly, furunculosis, I believe? Hopefully there's someone out there going, oh, yep, I've heard of that before, because otherwise I might not have said that right. But, and I'm not, I will admit, like, I listened to the doctor and everything, and you know, all that good stuff, but I'd be lying if I said I understood, like, 100% of exactly what it is. But the shortest, most condensed version that I kind of gathered from what the vet was telling us is that it's some form of where the hair follicle, like where the hair actually comes out of the skin, like the hair follicles. I might just slap a block there just so it looks more intentional. It doesn't look like, hey, there's part of the ceiling. Oh my gosh, though, that is just beautiful. It's just a thing of beauty. This actually comes back to Zoid Industries' comments of the nanites are pretty nice, and I am inclined to agree wholeheartedly. The nanites are like the best mod ever invented. Especially when coupling with the drill platform where you can essentially get more materials and then just have stuff build it. Now, having said that, we don't really need this anymore. Oh, right. I don't need to use a lowly grinder. And we actually don't need this anymore, and I'm going to explain why in a second. So, this is all connected. We need to connect up the drilling platform, which we could do a couple of different ways. I will get back to my dog in a second. We could go... Ooh, where did I go? Oh, here I am. Okay, there we go. Whew, that was confusing. So we could go this way and come down under here, and maybe not actually, because this would tie in there. So we could... We could tie it in, like go down and then go this way and come up through here. That might work. Because I'm actually going to move the nanite controller over here, I think. And I hesitate to do it with the nanites. Does it have anything in it? If it does, it shouldn't. Okay, actually... Oh, right, this isn't connected yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is find our storage containers. That's still got some gravel. This one doesn't have gravel, so we're just going to empty the nanite controller. Or nanite system thingy-mabobber, whatever it's called. Okay, perfect. So with it empty, I'm not losing anything. Let's double check and make sure I'm empty, though. I don't need this excess weight. So we're going to break this down and move it the old-fashioned way. So, yeah, anyways, I'm probably going to talk and build here, so we're kind of killing two birds with one stone. If that's possible for me and I don't end up just getting all confused. Don't want to build it with that color. That would be bad. Also I need to make sure... Okay, it does have a side point. I couldn't remember if it had a side... Wait a minute. I just realized... Is that... Huh, hold on. Okay, so the dark spot of the controller facing upward is actually upright. So does that mean that this is upside down? Well, that's weird. Whatever. We're going this way. I don't know why that's that way. Anyways. So yeah, apparently, what furunculosis is, and feel free to Google it, because that's kind of what we were doing, is trying to figure out exactly what all it is, even though the vet told us it's doctor speak. I mean, they rattle stuff off and know exactly what all this means, and I'm like, those are words. But basically, in a nutshell, my understanding of it is that where the hair actually protrudes from the skin, where the hair and the skin meet, kind of thing, there's like glands and stuff around there on a microscopic level, on a very minute level, that for, again, I'm kind of just piecing this together, but for lack of a better term, I guess they're there to supply like oils and things like that for the skin and stuff. Oh, right. I just set up a new one. Right. That confused me for a minute. Nanobot system. And, oh, good grief, what were the colors? We want it in fly mode. Grind if weld gets stuck. And let's check this. Okay, so 313, 100, 100 is the grind, 114 is the weld. Or no, the ignore. So 114, 100, and that's max, so we'll just slide those over. Grind is 313, 100, 100. And what did we move up? We moved up armor blocks, I think. Okay, and turn it on. I said turn it on. And wait for it. Yay! Perfect. Up and running again. Cool. Now, this is gonna be the interesting point. We might clear out some of this, I think, just to give us some space to work with so that I can kind of set this up. But yeah, so essentially what the vet kind of made it sound like is that there's a gland that either through physical activity or something poking it or whatever, it does something where the gland actually, like, inflames, or actually I believe he used the term ruptured. And it creates this fluid buildup that turns into a boil-like blister sore thing, which then gets red, irritated, and itchy and stuff like that. And that's why he kept itching at it, and then the licking and biting and chewing and stuff to try and fix that is what actually caused a secondary infection. So it was actually a physical thing, not a infection that was actually causing a sore. So that was interesting and kind of intriguing. Alright, so I'm gonna need an access point at least close enough that I can get here. So it was kind of a good and a bad thing, in a way, because in one sense it was better than what we thought it was, because it wasn't some big drastic, you know, one way or another it's not like life-threatening or anything like that. And it didn't end up being like a cyst or a tumor or anything real crazy. Let me double check my assemblers and stuff. They sound like they're doing things. I don't know why. Where's the refinery? Is the refinery doing anything? Assembler's empty. Refinery is doing stuff. It's refining stone. I don't need gravel. Stop it. Quit. Leave it. Sure. If you want to do magnesium, that's fine. Whatever. You know what? Keep your stone. I don't care. Yeah. Alright. I was gonna say I need to throw that gravel in here, but then I was thinking, oh yeah, I need to actually connect all this up, which is what I'm doing. See, this is what happens when I talk and try and do. Is everything gets all confused. Okay, so let's do like this. Where do I need to come out to? We're just gonna go down from here and out like this. Ooh, okay. Just need a little bit of an opening there. Like this. And like so. And one more for the road, and bada boom, we're done. Alright. Now I need steel plates to fix this part, and that should actually be connected at this point. I love my nanites. Love me some nanites. Okay. And at this point, we can fill all this back in. We can even fill that in. Actually, let's do that for now. Like I said, I might change some of this and, like, remove some of this to where it has more of an island kind of look. I haven't really decided yet. There's 2 on that side. Yeah, I haven't really decided on that part yet. This has kind of changed some things slightly. We reconfigured this a little bit differently than I had originally intended. And so this has kind of changed. But I actually think I'm okay with it for now. I don't think there's really a big issue here. But yeah. We might at some point make it a bit more of a catwalk kind of approach. And actually, we don't really need the border here. I could actually cut everything out except for like this block, or even cut this block out and just do like catwalks over here like we did before. There's a couple different ways we could spin that. So, you know, that's something that we'll probably work on here in a moment. But yeah, so ultimately, it was kind of an internal, or not even an internal really, it was more of like a physical ailment, that the byproduct was an infection. That's why he kept getting infections, and the antibiotics was reducing the infection and inflammation, which made the blister go away. But since the ruptured gland was still in play, once it went away, then it was like coming back. So he's hoping that the biopsy of removing a part of the skin actually took that ruptured gland with it, and he should be fine. Now, the only thing was, the part where it was mixed was that it's still kind of one of those conditions where it could happen again, and we don't really know how to... He said the only way to really give it a good attempt at preventing it is steroidal type medication, but he'd end up being on it a long time, and that's not really it's kind of frowned upon, essentially, because all of the being on steroids for that long. Why can't I place that there? Don't I have... Wait, am I in the way? No. What the heck? I have plates. Okay. Oh! It was... Never mind. It was rotated the wrong way. There we go. I needed to put that back. I forgot about it. So, yeah, that was kind of the bad part of the visit, was that it's still kind of a condition that could come back, and we don't really have a way to prevent it, unfortunately. But as far as the immediate, he's doing well. He's, you know, he's still in his cone. We're finishing the antibiotic and keeping an eye on him and stuff. And but overall, he's doing pretty good. So, yes. Oh, and one other thing was that in our talks about... oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to move the med bay down there somewhere. I need to find a spot for that. In our conversations about grids, though, when we were talking about the warheads... Chozo SR388 mentioned that they actually clarified the grid size for me, because I couldn't remember offhand, and it's that the small grid is 2 point, or no, it's 0.5 meters cubed. And then the large grid is actually 2.5 meters cubed. So I kept thinking it was around 3, so it is. It's 2.5. I just kind of noticed... Can I get another block up here? Because this unconnected texture is kind of bothering me. It's not enough, I guess, to get one in there. See, like this, I kind of wanted to get it like that. But without enabling creative tools and clipping through the ground, I don't think I can actually get that. And I didn't even drill far enough in on that side, so that's not going to work. I really thought that would have been enough to snap onto, but I guess not. So the other thing we need to do is to... I kind of like this stone walkway here, but I kind of want to put a doorway in here. So I think we're going to do that. Though, like I said, I must admit, I do kind of like that stone thing, but kind of clashes with what we've been doing lately. Oh, and I forgot to put the door back. Dummy me. But this will be a cool storage system, though, because essentially we can just keep adding to it, which will be neat. And then I also think... I'm thinking we might go a little bit further down this way. How are we doing? Okay, and we'll probably put a ramp right about here when the pebbles go away. Stupid pebbles. Am I in the way? I think I'm in the way here. Why can I not see the ramp? What's going on? Okay, I'm kind of thinking I'm in the way here. So we'll keep going that way, and then we might branch off and do a med bay and... I don't know, something else. Because I got thinking, this is production. We don't really want to do... production mixed with medical and stuff like that. It kind of doesn't really make any sense. Which way did I put these doors? Okay, they are facing the hall. Yeah, we'll do one here. That'll fix that. Seriously, though, like the coolest thing ever. I am so glad that people suggested that mod to me. Can I get... Alright, cool. There's one. Can I get under here? Please? Perfect. I don't know if I can get... out of the way enough. It looks like I can, I guess. Is that the right way? It's hard to tell when you're all flying upside down like that what's the right way and stuff, but that works. As for how far down do we go, that is a good question. The nice part about subterranean bases like this is you never really run out of room. I'm thinking we finish off this ramp here. Oh, wow, that was weird. I thought I was facing the other way. Ooh. Can be disorienting. Okay, so... go a little bit lower here. And wait for the stones. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's just... why? Just why? Why am I waiting? Actually, I might be in the way at this point. It might not be the stones at all. There we go. Now, I don't know if that's... Let's see if that's low enough for me to get a block under here. It is. Cool. Okay. And... Can I snap it? There we go. That's what I wanted. Alright, so now we have our level. Let's go... Thinking this way. Why can't I place that? Am I out of... No? Okay. Oh, there... I was waiting on pebbles. That's what that was. We might do a bit of a lengthier tunnel this way, I think, just to give us some variety. Kind of thing. Just so we're not doing, like, ramp, door, ramp, door, you know, that kind of thing. I kind of want a little bit of a tunnel. Actually, that doesn't look bad. I think that's good enough. Now the only thing that I just now thought about is that I gotta connect up the connectors somehow with the med bay. So I'm kind of thinking my best bet is to break this, change this to a junction, and then go down and over and connect it to the medical bay is probably what I'm thinking. So there is that. Now, I don't know. That looks a bit too close to do a test. Well, actually, maybe not. Hold on a minute. Okay, so I went ahead and saved it. I dug a little further out. If I snap into spectator mode, you can see about where I am. And since I saved it, just in case this goes sideways, I decided the nanite thing is in the flying mode, I believe. So let's test this out. It should build... yep, okay, it did. Now, some of you who have been paying attention may know where I'm going with this. Maybe. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I have what I actually need. What does that need? Whoa! I don't have any explosives, which is probably the hold. Yep, okay. So let's go make some explosives. Yay! Oh, I'm crouched. Why am I crouched? Alright, I didn't really need to run all the way back here, but whatever. Tools... There's gonna be components. What do I need? I am not... Canvas! I am not seeing... Oh, there they are. Let's build 2 of those, which... We have the silicon and we have the magnesium. It just has to pull. Okay. So, now the warhead should be done. Oh, I thought that was blowing up. It's like, what? Okay. If I were a control panel, where would I be? Exactly? I could just shoot it, I guess. We could go old school. Now that I've moved it away from an angle where I can hit it. Seriously though, where and why does this not Alright, tell you what. I could have just probably pasted in the warhead now that I think about it. I didn't really need the block there. Maybe. There we go. So we're gonna stand a decent ways back here. What? It's repairing it. Dagnabbit. I don't want you to repair it. I want you to blow up. Alright, this is not working. How do I access it? It doesn't have a control panel anywhere. Does it? I don't see one. I thought all the warheads had a control panel. Alright, hold on. Okay, so I repaired the thing, but now I turned the nanobot thing off. I'm thinking I didn't damage it enough. Or not. That makes no sense. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I know what happened. I totally forgot that I think these now are set to, when you build them, they're safe mode. Let's see. Yeah, the warhead is not armed. When checked, the warhead can be detonated manually or by unwary handle. This does not affect automatic detonation after the countdown. So, let's start a countdown and run away! I want to see how big this explosion actually ends up being. Maybe. Ooh, okay. So, that actually worked out pretty well. How close did that end up getting to this other room? Not bad. Not bad at all. I'm kind of liking that. So we might use small grid stuff as a demo, though unfortunately it kind of went a little lower, but that's fine. So yeah, on that note, I think we're going to wrap things up here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, and I will see you all next time. Peace.